Hello, my name's Rihanna and welcome to KOA. This is an Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. So if you're joining in with this, listening out for modifications and advancements, there are a couple of little challenges thrown in today. For this class, you need a yoga mat, and then I also have a yoga block. If you don't have one, don't worry too much. We're going to jump straight into it. We're going to warm ourselves up with a couple of sun salutations. So coming to the top of your mat, finding Tadasana, mountain pose, toes together, heels apart, grounding through the feet, pulling the kneecaps up. Think about dropping the tailbone towards the floor, belly button in and up. Roll those shoulders down that back, pulling out through the crown of the head, chin parallel with the floor, and activate those fingertips towards the floor as well. Think about closing that rib cage. Sun salutation A, version 1. Inhale, raise the hands overhead. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, hands to mat, step back, right foot, left foot. Look straight ahead, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, through 4.0, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, holding here for 5 breaths. Trying to ground the heels, pushing the sitting bones up towards the sky, pressing the chest back, dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, looking to the top of your mat, stepping forward, right foot, left foot, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, raise the hands overhead, stand tall, and exhale, Samasthiti. One more time here. Inhale, raise the hands overhead. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, hands to mat, stepping back, right foot, left foot. Look straight ahead, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, through 4.0, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, holding for 5. Nice deep breaths. Spreading the fingers, lifting the hips, looking towards ankles, knees, or belly button. Inhale, looking to the top of your mat, stepping forward, right foot, left foot, half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, stand tall, hands overhead, and exhale, Samasthiti. You can continue with version 1 or join me in version 2. Inhale, raise the hands overhead. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to mat. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to high plank. Look straight ahead, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, holding for 5. Finding the stillness, allowing our bodies to warm up. Inhale, looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift, fingertips to mat. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, looking up to joint palms. And exhale, Samasthiti. Again. Inhale, looking up to joint palms. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding for 5. Inhale, looking to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, looking up to joint palms. And exhale, Samasthiti. Sun salutation B, version 1. Inhale, sweeping the fingertips along the mat. Hands shoulder width apart, looking straight ahead. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, hands to mat, stepping back, right foot, left foot, look straight ahead, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, through 4.0, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting right leg. Exhale, stepping through. Inhale, sweep fingertips along the floor, looking straight ahead, hands shoulder width apart, pushing the hips forward. Hands back to mat, stepping through to high plank, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, through 4.0, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Inhale, lifting left leg. Bringing through. Sweeping fingertips, pushing hips forward, bending into front knee, hands shoulder width apart. Hands back to mat, step left foot back through. Look to the top of mat. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale through 4-point kneel. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Hold for 5. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Stepping forward, right foot, left foot, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, sweep the fingertips along the floor, drop the tailbone, hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, Samasthiti. You can continue with version 1 or join me in version 2. Inhale, sweep the fingertips along the mat, look up to joint palms, drop the tailbone. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting right leg, passing through. Sweeping fingertips, pushing hips forward, sinking down. Drop back heel, look up to joint palms. Exhale, hands to mat, step back to plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting left leg, stepping through. Sweeping fingertips, pushing hips forward, joining hands, dropping right heel, looking up. Warrior 1. Inhale, hands to mat, stepping back, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding, holding. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, sweep fingertips along the floor, look up to joint palms, drop the tailbone. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last time. Inhale, sweeping fingertips along the mat, chair pose. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting right leg, passing through. Swinging fingertips, warrior 1, drop back heel. Exhale, hands to mat, step through to high plank. Inhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting left leg. Passing through, stepping, sweeping fingertips, drop back heel, look up to joint palms. Exhale, hands to mat. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding and holding. Dropping the crown of the head, allow that blood to rush down. Inhale, looking to the top of the mat. Stepping or jumping through, half lift. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, sweep fingertips along the floor, drop the tailbone, chair pose. And exhale, Samasthiti. Woo, we're warm. From here, stepping to the back of your mat, opening legs out nice and wide, toes facing forwards. Hips and shoulders stay nice and square. Just start to rotate that left leg out to the side. So toes facing back end of mat. Here's where you have your block if you wish to. So you have 3 heights of your block, choosing where you want them, where you want the height. You can place it on the outside of the left foot if you wish to. It's there. As I said, hips and shoulders stay square. Reach the hands out to the side. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, fold directly sideways. You can find the hand on the thigh, on the shin. You can find the top of the block, the ankle, or hooking your big toe with your first 2 fingers. Any shoulder injuries, just bringing hands at hip here, looking straight ahead, or keep reaching those fingertips up. And take 5 deep breaths. Think about lengthening out through the spine, opening out through the chest. Getting a nice deep stretch through the inside thigh of the left leg there. Inhale. Exhale, lead with those fingertips. Come all the way up to standing. Bend straight into the left knee. Turn the palm to face the sky, sinking down. Right hand up and over. Get that reach. Option to stay facing forward or looking up to the palm. Try and sink the hips nice and low. Shoulders stay away from ears. Inhale. Exhale, lead with fingertips, come all the way up to standing. Keep your left foot where it is, turn your right foot in about 45 degrees. Bring your hips and shoulders square to the back edge of the mat. Inhale, raising up through the crown of the head. Interlace those hands behind you. And then exhale, folding forward. Trying to drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lead with the crown of the head coming up to standing. You can stay with those hands interlaced, or you can come into your reverse prayer. Inhale, raising up through the crown of the head. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale. Exhale, lead with the crown of the head, return to standing. Release your hands and bring your toes back to face the top, the long edge of the mat. Turning both feet in about 5 degrees each. The block again is there if you wish to place it just in front of you. Inhale, raising the hands out to the side. Exhale as we fold forward, reaching with those fingertips. Keep the spine nice and long. Soft bend in the knees if you need to. You can find the block. Remember, there's different heights there. Or you can completely omit, bringing the hands towards the floor. Dropping the crown of the head down. Once you're there, try and pull those wrists in line with your heels. Lengthening through the legs, allowing the spine to decompress, each vertebrae separating one from another. And breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, soft bend in those knees. Reach for the crown of the head, trying to come up with a straight spine. You can place your hands on your hips if you need that little bit of support, all the way to the top. And we repeat that all on the second side. So turning your right foot out about 90 degrees, Placing that block on the outside of the foot if you need it. Hips and shoulders square to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, raise those hands to the side. Exhale, fold sideways. Finding the thigh, the calf or shin, the block, ankle, or hooking your big toe with your first 2 fingers. Any shoulder injuries, bring the hand to hip, or keep reaching out through the hand and imagine pulling out through the crown of the head so you grow longer. Keeping the neck nice and long, shoulders away. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reaching with those fingertips, come all the way up to the top. Soft bend in the knee, turning the palm to face the sky, resting on the thigh, and then reaching that left hand up and over. You can stay facing forward, or you can look up to the palm if you have that stability. Sinking those hips down a little further. Inhale. Exhale, return to standing. Turning your left foot in about 45 degrees, hips and shoulders face the top edge of the mat. Inhale, raising the hands to the side. Exhale as you link the hands together behind you, opening out through the chest, and then folding over a bent or straight front leg. Trying to drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale. Lengthen through the crown of the head, return to standing. You can either keep your hands there and repeat that again, or come into reverse prayer, pressing your palms together behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head, return to standing. And then turn your toes in, 5 degrees each. Release the arms out to the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, interlace those hands behind you. Pull those fingers apart. Start to drop through that long spine, dropping the crown of the head towards the floor. And find those hands coming overhead. The thumbs leading down towards the floor. Opening out through the chest, through the front of those shoulders. Lengthening the legs as much as you can. Inhale here. Exhale, pushing through the backs of those knees. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, draw the thumbs towards the sitting bones, lengthen through the crown of the head, return all the way to standing. Good, guys. From there, just soft bend in the left leg, stepping those legs together, removing any obstacles that are in the way, and coming to the center of your mat, just so you can see me. Finding Tadasana, mountain pose, toes together, heels apart, rolling those shoulders down, pulling out through the crown of the head, coming into our Vrksasana, so our tree pose. Start by lifting the left heel just off the floor and swinging the leg out to the side, keeping hips and shoulders square. You can either just rest the heel onto the ankle, you can stay here, or you can bring the leg back in, up and out, placing the sole of the foot, let your hand help you, to the inside of the thigh. Ooh. Lock it in there, grounding through the right foot as much as you can. Activate the fingertips towards the floor. Option to stay here, option to press your hands together. Option to raise the hands overhead. Option to press the hands together overhead. And once you've found your balance, your drishti, so your point of focus is going to come to the tip of the nose. So try and draw that focus to the tip of the nose. Think belly button in and up. Final breath here. Releasing your arms first. And then releasing your leg in and down. And take a little shake through those legs. Good job, guys. Second side, finding Tadasana, so that slight inward rotation of the feet. Shifting over onto the left foot, lifting that right heel up, swinging out. Either staying with that little pressure to the top of the heel, the ankle, sorry, or bring the leg in, up and out. Placing the sole of the foot to the inside thigh. Locking that in place. Activate the fingertips towards the floor. Option to stay here or press the palms together. Option to stay or raise the hands overhead. Or press the palms together overhead. Once you have it, your drishti, your point of focus, to the tip of your nose. Releasing your arms first, and then release your leg in and down, and take a little shake out. Good job, guys, well done. Coming to the top of your mat, one sun salutation to bring us down onto the floor. So find Tadasana at the top of your mat. Inhale, looking up to joint palms. Exhale, folding over bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding for 5, grounding through the hands and feet, lifting the pelvis up nice and high. Inhale, looking to the top of your mat, stepping or jumping through to a seated position. Coming through to seated. Placing your hands in front of you, swinging your legs around to meet me in a 4-point kneel. From here, you're going to open those knees a little bit wider than your hips and bring your feet slightly closer together. Tucking the toes under, walking the hands back, maybe taking the block with you if you need it. You're going to walk those hands back, come into a Yogi Squat position. I'm going to come around to face you just so you can see my position. So ideally, heels are down. Now you have a block here. If you wish to sit on that block, remember there's all different heights of the block. You can sit on the block and find your Yogi Squat on the block. And you can stay there if you wish to. Block or no block, you're more than welcome to try the next challenge here. If you do have a bolster or a blanket or a sofa cushion that you want to rest out in front of you, please feel free to do so for this. I'll demonstrate once and then we can maybe do it together when I do it the second time. So from here, coming into crow pose. So you've got that pressure of those elbows against those knees, dropping the tailbone, lengthening through the crown of the head. You're basically trying to find this Yogi Squat position. However, it's just angled differently and all the weight is in your hands. So from here, you're going to place your hands in front of you. Those elbows are tucked in nicely. Lifting up, I like to come straight up onto my demi point, so lifting the heels off. Shifting the weight forward the whole time, looking to the top edge of the mat. Don't look down because it's going to bring all of the weight down. Looking to the top edge of the mat, shifting the weight. You try one foot and then you try lifting the other. See how you do for balance and stability. You can stay with just alternating those feet lifts, or you can come, lift one and then the other. Hold, try and find it for about 5 breaths. Lifting the belly button up, spreading through the hands. And then when you're ready, lowering back down to your Yogi Squat. If you were watching that one, now's your chance to join in again. Hands in front, lift the heels, shift the weight, maybe try one, and then the other, keep looking forward. If you wish, trying both at the same time. Lifting up through the belly button, push away from the floor. Heels of the hands pushing away. Lowering down whenever you're ready. Returning to your Yogi Squat. Well done, guys. From here, place the hands in front of you. Knees come down, toes together, and just take your rest. Your little child's pose, resting the forehead towards the floor, dropping the sitting bones towards the heels. Inhale. And exhale. Rolling up through the spine, pressing into the hands, coming into your 4-point kneel. Tucking those toes under, lifting up to a downward facing dog. Looking to the top of your mat, stepping or jumping through. Half lift. Exhale, folding over, bent or straight knees. Inhale, raise the hands overhead, look up to joint palms. And exhale, Samastiti, sun salutation to bring us on our backs. Inhale, looking up to joint palms. Exhale, folding over, bent or straight knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding holding for 5. Inhale, looking to the top of your mat. Stepping or jumping through to a seated position. And lower the seat down. You might need to shuffle yourself back a bit, and then slowly you can hold onto the backs of your thighs here, tucking the tailbone, rounding through the spine, releasing vertebrae by vertebrae onto your mat. Back of head heavy, each vertebrae sinking down towards the floor, pressing into the feet. So your feet are hip width distance apart here, spreading those feet, pressing into those heels, weight evenly distributed, opening out through the shoulders. Pressing into those hands in a low V, coming out to the edge of your mat. Tucking your tailbone under, slowly rolling up through the spine, lifting those hips up nice and high. You can stay here. Option to interlace those hands underneath the seat. You can stay, or you can start to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So that just pushes the body up a little higher, opening out through the chest a little bit more, and then pushing those hips up. So we get a nice long line through the body, reaching those arms as long as you can. This is your Setu Bandhasana. This is also an option if you wish to stay here for our second exercise. You're more than welcome to. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands to a low V, rolling out through the spine, bone by bone. So as I said, you can either repeat that one more time, finding your Setu Bandhasana, or you can join me in trying to find a wheel pose. So our heels are tucked in nice and tightly towards our seat. We're going to place our hands on the floor, tucking your fingertips right underneath your shoulders, elbows squeezed towards each other, hands nice and splayed and flat out. So those fingertips are directly underneath. Try and get them slotted underneath those shoulders. You're going to press into the heels of the feet and the heels of the hand, and you're going to lift your hips up off the floor. Inhale, exhale, push into the heels of the hands, heels of the feet, lifting up, dropping the crown of the head towards the floor. If you feel like you're gripping in that lower back, lifting the heels to create more space. Once you want to come down, tuck the chin to the chest, lower the heels, lower the back of your head, and then roll out through the spine, releasing those feet and releasing your hands last. If you wish to join in and try this, joining in with me now, I'll talk you through it all again. We'll have an option to hold a little longer whilst we're up there. So heels coming right in towards the sitting bones. Fingertips tucking underneath the shoulders. Press into the heels of the feet and the heels of the hands. Lift your hips up. Inhale. Exhale, push away, drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Lengthen the arms as much as you can. Any gripping in the lower back, lift those heels up straight away. If you want a bit more of a challenge, trying to push that chest over the wrist, so opening out through the armpits just that little bit more. Finding and holding here. Nice deep breaths. When you're ready to come down, lower the heels, tuck the chin, lower the back of the head, roll yourself out bone by bone, releasing the feet away from you a little bit, then releasing those hands. I'll just give you a moment to settle on your spine here or to come out of your wheel pose if you are still there. Good job, guys. Really, really nice. We're going to make our way into Sarvangasana and Halasana now. So keeping your head nice and still, try not to wiggle it from side to side. Try and keep looking straight up. Maybe listen to the sound of my voice, or maybe just see my setup and then join in. So we're going to be hugging the knees in towards the chest. You're more than welcome to stay here if this is enough. If you wish to, you're going to press into the floor, bring your knees towards your forehead. Once you're there, take hold of your lower back. Be sure to take this grip, holding onto the lower back. You can stay here, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Make sure you can talk and breathe easily. You're not crunching too much in the neck. If you want some more, try to get those toes directly up towards the sky. So this is our Sarvangasana, a nice long line through the body, lengthening through the legs. Squeeze those legs together, lifting those hips nice and high, pushing into those elbows. Holding here for about 2 more breaths now. And when you're ready, really, really slowly draw those toes overhead. Nice and slowly. Keeping those hips high, try not to lose those hips. If your toes touch the floor, you can release your hands. If you wish, you can interlace those hands and pull away to the top edge of your mat. Once you're here in your Halasana, you have an option to just slightly separate those legs, and you can start to draw the knees in towards those ears. If that feels comfortable for you, maybe try one and then the other, or both at the same time. Taking a couple of breaths here. Softening through the chest and the neck. Whenever you're ready to come down, there's no rush, but you can open your hands to a low V. Your hands are going to work like a brace, lifting the toes off the floor, scooping the belly, rounding through the spine, try and roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping that core connection. Tailbone comes down last. Once you're there, soft bend in the knees. You can just either hug the knees in or you can press the feet into the floor, just allowing that spine to settle back down. And then releasing the feet to the floor if you haven't done so already. And extend the legs nice and long. Bringing the heels out towards the edge of the mat. Turning the palms to face the sky. Back of head heavy, back of neck long. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths to completely let go. Inhale. Exhale. Sigh it all out. Feel heavier. One more deep breath. Completely surrender. Coming into our closing Savasana. Closing over the eyes. Staying here. I'm going to sit myself up just so I can talk you through it. But you can stay lying. Bring the focus down to your toes. Completely relax your toes. Relax the soles of your feet. Allow your heels to feel heavy. Relax your ankles, your calves, the backs of your knees. Relax your thighs. Let that pelvis feel heavy and grounded. Soften your glutes, soften your belly. Each vertebrae sinking down into the earth. Soften the rib cage, the breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Soften your neck, your throat. Relax your jaw. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your cheeks and your ears, your eyebrows, your forehead and your scalp. Whole body heavy, eyes heavy. Start to allow the mind to just clear. Clear of anything that you don't need to be thinking about right now. Focusing just on you, yourself, your body, your mind. Maybe notice how your body feels now. Allow yourself to sink down. Allow yourself to be still. Allow yourself to accept the present. The breath just flowing in and out of you. Lying there, simply existing. Allow yourself to enjoy this for a couple more moments. Gently bringing your focus back to your body, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Allow your head to fall from side to side to wake up the neck. When you're ready, curling into a fetal position on one side, keeping the head heavy, keeping the eyes closed. Taking a breath there. And then slowly bringing your head up last, keeping your eyes closed, coming up to a comfortable seated position. You do have a block there if you wish to sit on the block. Grounding through the sitting bones, lengthening through the spine. Allow the energy from the earth to flood up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Drawing your hands together. Resting the knuckle of the thumb in towards your heart, feeling and noticing your heartbeat. Drawing your forehead towards your fingers. Opening your eyes. Namaste. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel good now. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Let me know how you got on. Of course, I love to hear it. Subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. You mean so much to me. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.